Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to take a look at Power Gaming by Juan Jose Cifuentes. This was the fifth and final case of the online portion of the Microsoft Excel World Championship for the morning session competitors, and it was a fun one, especially if you're familiar with tabletop role-playing games. Let me hear the instructions. Gary loves to play tabletop RPGs and create unbeatable characters. His friends had invited him to play a fantasy tabletop role-playing game, and he has decided to play a fighter called Min Maximus the Unmerger, but has yet to decide the most powerful combos. Help him Min Max. Alright, so throughout this case, you're probably going to see a lot of familiar concepts, whether it be dice notation, attack calculations, and so on. So let's give this case a go. Follow along with me as we try to work through a complete solve. Here we go. Level 1. Let's get acquainted with these funny dice. Notation: D8 means that the die has 8 sides. What is the total sum of values or points on these dice with different numbers of sets? So we see here we have these D numbers. D8 means a dice with 5 sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the number out. So I'm going to mid this up to 5 digits. It's not going to be 5 digits. It's nice that the mid function cuts off when we're at the end of the string. So now I'm going to run a sequence of that, so we get a sequence of all 8 numbers here, sum those together, so then we get the sum of all the sides of an 8-sided die. There we have it. Let's move on to level 2. In this level, we will learn what damage rolls mean. Notation: 4d8 plus 6 means rolling 4 dice that have 8 sides, summing up their values, and adding an extra 6 points of damage on top of that. Calculate the average damage dealt for the following damage rolls. And we see here the way that we're calculating the average damage dealt is we're going to add up all of the sides together and divide it by the number of sides there. So we see this dice notation. You see there are 3 numbers. That first number before the D means the number of dice that we're going to roll. The number after the D means the number of faces that we see on the die, like we saw in the previous level. And then the number 6 at the end tells us that we're going to add 6 points to whatever we get after rolling those 4 D8s or that D8 4 times. So let's break this apart. I'm going to use a let statement to do that. So I'm going to let number of dice, I know it should be, no, I think dice is plural. Yeah, we could do that. We're going to let the number of dice be the text before the letter D. Actually, you know what? Let me add dice. Yeah, let's put dice. I don't know. I just don't like saying the word die. It should be die. Let's put die here at the front so I don't have to reference cells all over the place. So that's the number of dice. The number of faces is going to be that D number. Now it's in the middle, so we can't use the mid function to do this, but we can use regex extract because it's always going to be a D and followed by a series of digits. And then after we get that, so we're going to get, like, say for example, D8. Now we could take the mid of that, just like we did before, multiply it by 1. That should give us the number of 8 at the end. And then finally we're going to add our add-on, which is going to be the number after the plus. Times 1. Alright, so that should be all of the facets of the die. Now let's run through the calculation. 8-sided dice have an average roll of value of 4.5, which is 1 through 8 plus 36. So, let's do average damage is going to be the average of the sequence, if I can type, of the number of faces, right? And we're going to multiply by the number of dice, and then we are going to add the add-on at the end. So let's see what I get for average damage here. I get a value error. That is a bit concerning. All right, let's check these steps out. Die came out. Yes, that did work. Number of dice, did that come out? Okay, we got 4, 8. Add-on did not work. Oh, it's because I used text before. It should be text after. Way to go, Ben. Way to go, Ben. Now let's try average damage again. Now we get 24. Alright, so that's probably the one tricky part of these single cell formulas, is that you gotta really work to debug them. I'm not really good at that. Level 3. Now we have an actual character, Min-Max the Emerger, and a monster to fight. You can get their stance from the character sheet. Okay, so here we have Min-Max the Emerger. Let's turn that into a table. And let's turn our monsters into a table. Makes that for easier referencing afterwards. Then instead of monster, I'm just going to rename that to name. Okay, good. In this level, the character gets stronger progressing from levels 1 to 20. His skills improve with each level. A hit chance is calculated as follows. Hit chance equals 21 minus the defender's armor class plus the attacker's attacks bonus divided by 20. Hit chance can't be higher than 100% or lower than 0%. What's the hit chance for the character to hit against these monsters? Provide your answer in percentage points. For example, 25% should be written as 25. All right, so this is the formula that we need to work out. I'm going to do another let statement so we can just take this step by step. So first we need the armor class, which is going to be the monster's armors class. So we're going to X up this in monster name and return from armor class. All right, good. That's going to bring up the armor class. And now we need the attack bonus, which this is based on our monster and the level he's at. So we're going to XLOOKUP this in min-max level, return from min-max. We're looking for what? Our attack bonus. Oh, good. That's in there as well. Okay. And then let's try the calculation. So it'd be 21 minus armor class plus attack bonus over 20. Okay, now before I go on, we have those limits. Can't be higher than 100, can't be lower than 0. These are percents, so it should be a simple case of min 1 max 0. And so what that's going to do is it's not going to let it go below 0, it's not going to let it go above 1. And then let me just check here. Oh, we didn't give that a name. We should give that a name. This is hit chance. All right, so let's bring out hit chance and let's see what we get. We get 0.25. Okay, good. That's 25%. We want to, I guess, multiply by 100. Yeah, I guess so. Hit chance times 100. Whoa, Ben. Learn your keyboarding. There we go. All right, great. Great. All right, level 4. Average damage per hit is calculated according to level 2 rules and examples. Okay, so I'm going to need to get that formula in. Average damage turn is ADT is ADH times hit chance, and hit chance is what we just calculated up there. Okay, great. In this level, the monster won't hit back. Calculate the ADT average damage per turn for each of the battles below. How many damage points will you deal over 1,000 such turns in each battle? Ooh, okay, so this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the two let statements. So the let statement from here, let's copy that and drag this down quite a bit because this is probably going to take up a lot. So the die is going to be, we are attacking the monster. It's going to be our attack die. So we need to look that up again. XLOOKUP this in min-max level, return from min-max, not attack bonus. Oh, damage roll. Okay, great. All right, so that's going to get us the average damage. They called it, what did they call it? I'm on the wrong level. Great job, man. Great job. Let's get on the right level. We're on this level. Okay. All right, everything else should still be the same. They called it average damage per hit, ADH. So let's go with that nomenclature. I'm going to delete this because I feel I'm going to add some more on. Actually, let me bring that out. I got ADH at 9.5. They got 9.5. So, all right, let's get this formula in. Whew. This is going to go starting from here. And let's clean this up. So ADH is equal to that. Armor class is equal to that. Attack bonus is equal to that. Hit chance is going to be equal to that. Now, let me bring this down too. Okay. So we got that to get the attack die. Armor class is going to be their armor class. Attack bonus is going to be our attack bonus. And then we need to change this to reference our new variable, which is attack damage per turn. So ADT equals, what did we say? ADH times hit chance. I entered too few arguments for this function. Great, that's what I've always wanted to hear. Okay, so I must be missing a comma somewhere. Because that's a name. Okay, so I need to add ADT at the end. There we go. All right. And then we need 1,000 battles. There, excellent. move this back up, although I'm probably going to move it back down again. And there we have it. Good. Let's go into level 5. Turns out the monster did not like getting hit and will fight back. The monster follows the same combat rules as the character. See levels 2, 3, and 4. The character always attacks first. Every turn the character will deal his ADT to the monster, then if still alive, the monster will deal his ADT to the character. This continues until someone is at 0 or fewer health points. For each battle, calculate the final health of the winner. Round it to the nearest integer. Do not round any interim calculations. Alright, so this is going to involve a series of turns. This is going to be a lot. Let me start a new sheet. Probably going to run this through a data table. Let's see. So BBGH, that's going to be my runner. Okay, and then we're going to start with the character attacks first. Yes, the character always attacks first. Okay, so character, I probably don't need that. We need their ADT, right? And that was brought up by this formula, this nice, long, beautiful, complicated formula. All right, let's work this out here. So the min-max level is going to be there. Armor class is going to be here. Attack bonus is also going to be there. Everything else should add up nicely. We don't need the 1000 anymore. 3.675. Does that match what we have up here? Yes, 3.675 damage per turn. Excellent. And then let's get the character's health. See here. So monster health is going to be, let's bring up the original health. There we go. And then we're going to do this minus whatever the ADT was. Now, once again, the reason why I did the max 0 is so it doesn't go below 0. I don't think that's going to be a concern, but that's going to help me remember it better. All right, so then let's go to the monster. That's going to be this guy here. ADT is going to be, ooh, we're going to have to change this up a little bit for the two different tables there. So attack die is going to be based off the monster. So XLOOKUP monster name, monster damage roll. All right. Armor class is going to be our armor class. So we're going to XLOOKUP this in min-max level. Return from min-max armor class. Good. And then the attack bonus is once again going to be theirs. So we're going to XLOOKUP this name, monster name, return monster attack bonus. All right, and I think everything else should work out nicely. We get 2.25, yes, 2.25 damage per turn. All right, so character health, min-max level, level, return min-max health points. 32. Then once again, I'm going to do max of 0 of this minus this. Now, one thing I've just now thought about, one thing that I want to also consider is that they can only attack when they're alive. So monster attacks first, so we need to make sure their ending health from the previous fight is greater than 0. And for the monster, it's going to be the health from their current round. So that is going to be greater than 0. All right. How far down should I go? Let's go. Ooh, that's only 4 here. Let's do 25. What's the biggest monster's health? Oh, 300. Oh boy. All right, let's do 100 then. Oh dear. Oh dear, lots of errors. Probably because I'm not locking. Because I have a bad habit of forgetting to do that. That's the only one I need to lock. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're stopping the fight there. We see that our health is at 45, which is the correct answer. Great. Let's do battle. Oh, let's do over. Okay, over. Or this is equal to 0, or that's equal to 0. Copy that around. We're going to get a true eventually. The true is right there. And then what I'm going to do for my XLOOKUP is I'm going to XLOOKUP true in this column. And then because one of their health is going to be 0, the other is going to be my answer, I'm going to do the character health plus the monster health. There we go. Now we need to round that. If we get to 45, let's bring in our game numbers here. Bring that in, and everything checks out. Very, very nice. All right, level 6. Lastly, we will include multiple actions per turn. From now on, both the character and the monster get 3 actions per turn. This means that the character can attack 3 times each turn before the monster hits back. Then the monster has 3 rounds of attack before it's again the character's turn to attack. For both of them, the second attack has a -5 penalty towards attack bonus. For both of them, the third attack has a -10 penalty towards attack bonus. These penalties don't influence the average damage per hit, but lower the hit chances. Okay, so therefore that means it's going to affect the average damage per turn. For each battle, calculate the final health of the winner, round to the nearest integer. Do not round any interim calculations. Right, so I am going to create a copy of this. And let me just copy all of these instructions and let me just paste them up here. You know what, that's going to be fine because I'm going to delete all these instructions. Haha. All right. And I'm just realizing I probably should have gone farther because I'm going to include more columns. So let's go over here. We need 2 more ADTs. So let's do this. So ADT 1, 2, and 3. And the way that this changes is this. We get the hit chance is going to be down by 5 penalty there. And this is going to be down by -10 penalty there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for the monster. So let's do once again 3 columns of ADT. This is a -5 penalty. This is a -10 penalty. Whoa. There we go. Now this is going to change because we need to take out all 3 ADTs. Same thing for here. We need to take out all 3 ADTs there. All right. This should work out just the same. Everything else should work out just the same. I have 53. The example has 53. All right. Let's see if this works out very nicely. And it does. Great. That was an easy conversion. Let's go to level 7. Now that we have a fully functional combat model, let's try a different strategy. For this level, the character will trip the monster during his first turn. These are the extra effects that apply to the first turn only in the battle. The monster loses 1 action to get up, forfeiting its 3rd attack, so it's 2 attacks for the monster. The character gets an extra attack with no penalty, so it's 4 attacks for the character. The character gets a +2 tripping bonus to improve the hit chances in all the 4 attacks in this turn, including the extra attack. The character's hit chances by that formula there. Okay, so tripping bonus is +2. Starting from turn 2, the effects of the tripping are over and the battle reverts to its regular rules. For each battle, calculate the final health of the winner, round it to the nearest integer. Do not round any interim calculations. Alright, so let's go ahead and expand this model again. This is going to be our level 7 model. And let's copy all of these directions again, and we'll just put them right on top of those directions. Lovely. All right, let's do example 7. What's the answer for example 7? 46. Let's keep that in mind. All right, so the monster loses 1 action to get up, forfeiting its 3rd attack. So this whole thing is just going to be 0. The character gets an extra attack with no penalty, so it's 4 attacks for the character. Alright, so we're going to get a 4th attack there. And it said with no penalty. So I'm guessing what that means is we can just use the same formula here over there. And then now we also need to subtract this. Okay, do I want to do that for all of them? No, it's only going to affect the first one. The character gets a +2 tripping bonus to improve the hit chances in all 4 attacks on this turn. Alright, so let's add that tripping bonus. That's going to go right in here. So it's +2, +2, +2, +2. There. And then starting from turn 2. The effects of tripping over the battle reverts to the regular rules. Okay, I think I should have already affected everything. I got it 46. All right, so let's get these in. Excellent. So you see, there's the benefit of having a well-built model, is that modifications can be light and easy to put in. Let's take a look at the bonuses. Bonus A, what is the smallest number of sides the die can have so that the sum of its numbers is larger than 1,000? All right, so let's go ahead and just get, I don't know, die that have up to 1,000 sides, and then we'll do the same formula that we did for level 1. So, lambda x, that's going to be sum of the sequence of each die there. Excellent. So now we can X look up 1,000 in this row, return the number of sides, find the exact match or next larger item, and we get a 45-sided die. Very good. Bonus B, for a die that has 10 million sides, what is the sum of its numbers? Ooh. Now, this number, the reason why 10 million was chosen is because Excel doesn't have 10 million rows. It only has 1 million rows. So we can't actually do the same thing that we did before with the sequence of 10 million. Maybe we can. I actually don't know. But there is a mathematical trick. The mathematical trick is to think of pairs. So for example, the smallest number and the largest number, they combine to be 10 million. Is that 10 million? Oh boy. Yes, that's 10 million. So it should be 10 million and 1. Now, when we go one smaller from the largest and one larger from the smallest, that's still going to hit 10 million and 1. We have 5 million of these pairs. So 5 million there. Because it's an even number, there's exactly 5 million pairs. So when I take this and I apply it to this cell, we'll get that very large number, which I don't know how to say. Bonus C, under level 2 rules, what is some of the damage points dealt by all 6 monsters? See the characters tab. Okay, so we have the damage roll, so we just need to figure out the average of all the damage rolls. That should be done well with this let formula here. So we need to change the die to this one there. And then we need to add them all up together. We get 78, which does match. Bonus D, the character is on level 20 and fights all the monsters from the list one by one. Oh boy. His HP does not restore. What is the remaining HP of the monster that beats him? Use basic combat rules level 6. Alright, so I need to take this level 6 and we need to modify it to account for all of the monsters. And it said we are at level 20. We are on level 20. Alright. So. Ooh. Okay, I think I know why. Okay. Okay, you know what? This might not be so hard to modify. So I'm thinking what I need to do is I'm going to add monster number here. So we're going to start with monster number 1. We're going to index the monster name with that row number. So that's going to give me target sum if, which is what I expected. Okay, so the monster health here, this is... Right. Okay, so here's what I'm wondering. All right, so I have an idea for a formula. I don't know if it's going to create a circular reference. Let's give it a shot. So if this for that cell. So if that is the first time this monster appears, then we need to index monster health points with that monster number. And you know what? Let's change this from monster name to monster number. Keep it consistent there. That should hope. Oh, you know what? That might get rid of the circular reference I was worried about. Otherwise, go to the cell above it. So the cell above it will have the remaining health of the monster that we're looking at. And then minus the sum of the 3 attacks there. And we're going to keep that to a maximum of 0. Right. Aha, and I got it. And then if this... Wait a second, that is going to be 0. We is 0. Let me see here. So this equals 0 plus that cell. I think that's right, because I think the target Summith would get 2 attacks. He's not going to be able to attack on this turn because he's dead. Now if I fill that down, whoops, it does change. Although I'm a bit concerned that each monster only came up once. The Wreckers, I am not so concerned over. But I am concerned that each of these only came up once, except him came up twice. Because I know Pit Air has like 300, right? So what is going on here? So that's true. This is... Oh, I didn't fill this down. Okay, there we go. This is starting to look a bit more realistic. So we have a health of 176 at level 20. Yes, we do. They have their respective healths. The bonus question said the monster that beats him. But I'm concerned because we don't have a monster that beats. Oh, okay. I didn't update the other formulas. All right, so that's fine. Armor class. This one is based on the monster, so that's index monster armor class from this monster number. And I'm going to have to update that for all of them. And I better check. Yeah, see, now that's okay. That's making more sense. I better check these here as well. Yep. Actually, no, because this isn't referencing this cell. It's referencing the cell next to it. So that's actually fine. Now, is our monster defeated? Our monster is defeated there. Okay, great. When our monster is defeated there, the health is at 84. Which works. All right. Now use the level 7 rules with tripping bonus applied every time a new monster joins the battle. What is the remaining HP of the monster who beats the character? All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to modify this just like I modified level 6 to level 7. So we need to add another attack here. But, this is a bit trickier because tripping bonus is applied to every time a new monster joins the battle. Okay, so this should be here. Plus if, count if equals 0 to 0. Okay, so that's the tripping bonus for the monster. I'm going to apply it to, whoops. Okay, you know what? Let me just copy and paste this part. Put it right there. And this formula will also go here, but that formula only counts if it's the first time the monster shows up. So, that shouldn't be 0. That should be 1. It's never going to be 0. 1, 1, 1, or 10. Right, and I'm going to, for the fourth one, save that. There we go. For the fourth one, it's going to be all of this, but if that is equal to 1, it's going to be all of that if that is equal to 1. If it's not equal to 1, then it's just going to be 0. Right? So if I take that and I paste it all the way down, see, it's only happening when it's the monster's first turn. Excellent. Excellent. And then on the monster side, that's level 6 rules. The monster side, they just don't get their third action on their first appearance. So, let's see. If that equals 1, then 0. Otherwise, do all of that. Fill that down. Okay. When do we die? We still die here. That's still 84. That's a little bit concerning. Oh, wait. Because this has got to include G now. There we go. So we die there. The monster health is at 56. is not at 56. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, let's go back. Let's take a look. So, target some if they get knocked off right on the bat. That makes sense. Macro gallon right off the bat. That makes sense. Orc filter. Let me just check these characters here. Oh yeah, they all have very low health points. X-level control has a little bit more, so they should have 2 turns. They get 1 battle. Let me just check these. Okay, so that's looking up off of there. Yeah, yep. That's right. That's right. That's... Oh, no. This is not staying on the monster name. Is it? Yes, it is. This one, though, also did. Okay. Did that change anything? It's still at 56. No. Alright. Let's see. This is what I was worried about. See, I just went over the 30 minutes. I should have had this solved. Alright. Why? So we are at level 20. Tripping bonus. No tripping bonus. Yep, that makes sense. All 4 are being calculated. Yep. Okay. X-Logo trolls at 30. They came in at 150. I hit 120 on them. That makes sense. Same thing with Dragon Array. They came in at 210. I hit them with that much. Okay. Just make sure that the attack bonuses -5, -10, no effect. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it's their first appearance. It should be 0, which I think it is. Yep. So see here, this one didn't get a 3rd attack. They would have normally got that 3rd attack. All right. Let's see. Our guy was alive down here. He was able to hit him for 54, which took him down to that. With the surprise, he was at 82.5, which took him down to here. Okay, this is a bit concerning. Watch me as I try to debug. Let's see. No hit there. What could I... Okay, wait. Let me just check the rules for level 7. Did I include everything? I'm going to copy these over here. Oops. Over there. The monster loses 1 action to get up, forfeiting its 3rd attack, so it's only 2 attack for the monsters. That is what this is accounting for. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. Just your class. Yep. Attack bonus. That shouldn't... I don't think this is it. But I'm just going to change this. Monster attack bonus. This number here. And let me do that for all the attack bonuses. And I don't think that would be it. Nope, still 55. And again, I think the same thing with the dice. I don't think that's actually going to do anything. Let's keep looking. All right, what's the other thing? The character gets an extra attack with no penalty, so only the first time the monster appears. Did not get that attack here. Did not. Yes. The character gets a +2 tripping bonus to improve the hit chances in all 4 attacks on this turn, including the extra attack. So that should be the tripping bonus. Right? Oh, I didn't. Oh, you see that? I didn't paste it down. Now I have 0. This has 47. Is that the answer? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, it took me 4 minutes. It took me 4 minutes to find that issue, but now you see how tough it is to debug one of these models. I think Dim has a good video on model debugging. I'm gonna have to look that up. If so, I'll try to put a link here in the video so that you can watch it along with me, as it's apparent that I'm gonna have to watch it. But overall, a really fun case, a great case to end the online rounds. Thank you, JJ, for putting this out. Thank you, FMWC, for this great competition. I always enjoy these things. I've mentioned before that I am not creative enough to be a case writer. I would love to try, but I can't come up with these ideas like these other guys do. So great job on that. If you've watched me up to this point, I want to thank you so much for doing that. Make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I try to put out one video per week. Keep an eye out for that, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.
It's the Excel world.